Good morning everyone. So in the previous video we have studied about different addressing modes, like two addressing modes we have seen, that is immediate addressing mode and uh, register addressing mode. So in immediate we have a pound symbol before the value so that it will be constant value. That constant value will be loaded into some memory. Next, in register addressing mode, we have two registers. Whatever the data is there, we will try to copy from one register to other register, let it be 18-bit or 16-bit. So today we will see direct addressing mode. So it is most often used in the direct addressing mode to access RAM locations 30H to 7FH. The entire 128 bytes of RAM can be accessed. So complete internal RAM from 00 to 7FH can be accessed, and generally we use this 30H to 7FH, that is your general purpose space what you have in the topmost. The locations are from 30 to 7FH, which we also can call it as scratch pad. So here there are few examples for direct addressing mode. In this direct addressing mode, we directly write a memory Yes. So here here one of the example is move R0, 40H. That means at 40H of RAM location, if you have 02 value inside this location, this is the address, okay, 40 address, direct address we can call it as. So this 2 value will be moved into R0. After execution of this line, your result will be whatever value was present in 40H, I assumed it to be 02. So that moved into R0. So in this way the operation is going to be done. That means here before 40 there is no pound symbol. Okay, if you have, then this will be the value, direct value, immediate value, okay, some constant value which will try to load onto R0, but here he didn't use this. So this is direct addressing mode. So whenever there is no pound symbol, that means this is a address, we will consider it to be as a address. Okay, so whatever is present in that memory location at that address, that value will be loaded onto the so and so register. Okay, so in this, just see this comment, save content of RAM location 40H in R0. So now next we have 56H, move 56H comma A. So here what I am trying to do is, whatever is there inside A register, okay, let's take 04H. So now inside A you have the value 04H. So now after this line being executed, I am trying to move this A to 56H. So 56H of RAM location, internal RAM, into that I am trying to move this 04 value. Okay, so now in this 56 you will have a 04. After execution of this line, this you will get as a result. So you are saving the content of A in RAM location 56. Okay, is that fine? And the next example is 7FH. Okay, in your internal RAM, the last memory location is your 7FH. So from there I am trying to move into R4. So move the contents from RAM location 7FH to R4. Is that fine? So between this and immediate addressing mode, there is no need of confusion, because in immediate addressing mode, there you will have a pound symbol which is considered to be a constant value to be loaded into some register. If you write a pound symbol, that value itself will be loaded into the register or some memory location. But in this case, I am writing a address. If there is no pound symbol, that means that is a address, some location, okay, where the value is there inside that location. So that value should be loaded into so and so register. So in this, see, whenever I say R0, even this is of RAM location, right? Because by default if I take bank 0, R0 means at what location the R0 is at 00H. So this these 4 banks are there between below this bit addressable register. You have 4 banks. So in that 4 banks, those can be addressed with the name and also with the address. So 00H is nothing but R0 of bank 0. 01 means R1 of bank 0. So in this way we can write we can store the value into that so and so address using its name or using its address. So see, the register bank locations are accessed by the register names. So instead of writing that address, generally we take it by its names. We can also move by using its address. Okay, there is no difference between them. So but it already have names, so we are directly taking names. Both are same. See here, the first instruction is move a comma 4. Generally this shouldn't be written in this way in 8051. Always the correct format is 8-bit, right? A is 8-bit register. 4, that means here there is no H written beside that. That means it will not consider it as hexa. And one more thing, if you write only 4, if it is it will take like a decimal. Okay, that will be considered like a decimal. So that is correct in decimal way. If you try to write in hexa, then you should write move a comma 04H. That means 04H means hexa. This is 4 bits, 4 bits, total 8 bits. This 8 bits will try to move into A. I am not trying to move this 8 bits into A. Whatever is inside this 04 location, that will move into A. Okay. So that is what I am trying to say here. And similarly, instead of writing 04, instead of writing some address, some direct address, okay, what will I do is I can also call it by name. I can access it by name, that is R4. Okay, so which means copy R4 into A. This is also same as I am copying the content which is present in this 04H location in A. If I write it in hexa, I will write it as 04H. This is considered to be as decimal 4. Okay, so whatever is there in that 4, I am loading into A. So this both are same. I can either call it by its direct address or I can call it by its register name of the register. Now even this is the same. Move a comma 7 means 07H, that means R7 register. So I can move whatever is there in that register to A, or else its a location. As I took an example previously, I have taken an example for this is if you have a house where you are living, okay, you will have the name for that house. Okay, some Shanti Nilayam and so Nilayam and all, you will be having some of the name of that so and so apartments or your house, whatever it is. Okay, you will have the name as well as you will have the address. Okay, so you will have this both. So now whenever someone want to take the name to tell where you live, so whenever they ask where you live, what you can say the name of that, or else you can also give address of that. So both will take you to the same location. You are trying to say it the same location in 2 different ways. That is, one is by addressing its name and other way it's by addressing its address. So same way here also we can take both the things. We can access using address, the direct address we call it as, or else by its name. Okay. So here now the next is same examples. See, these are R2 register and its memory location is 02H. R0 register, its memory location is 00H. Okay, and in this we don't use this pound symbol. If you use, that will become immediate addressing mode. So we don't use this. This is direct addressing mode. Okay, so direct address will write there. Instead of writing some immediate value, we will write a direct address. See, here he has given special SFRs Okay, special function registers and their addresses can be accessed by the names or by the address. What I have just told you, that they can be accessed using their names or by their addresses. Okay, then FSR register have addresses between 80H to FFH. We have already seen. Okay, internal RAM are from 00H to 7FH. Okay, then you have some SFR, some space for, this is on chip RAM. Okay, then you have some space, some location for SFR, special function registers, where they'll start at the 80H location and end at FFH location. Okay, so this can also be used by its names or by its address. So in SFRs means what all you have different kinds of registers and ports. Okay, IE, IP, TCON, SCON, we have studied all these 8-bit registers, right, in the previous videos. So all this can be accessed by their names or else by its address. Even port 0, port 1, port 2, port 3. Okay, 80H is port 0, 90H is port 1. Next A0 is port 2, B0 is port 3. So instead of writing its name port, I can also take its address, or instead of taking its address, I can also take its name. I can access in both the ways. So now the SFR registers have addresses between 80H to FFH. Not all the addresses space of 80H to FFH is used by SFRs. The unused locations are reserved and must be used by 8051 programmer. So from this 80 to FFH, maximum we have used for some or the other registers. So there is a few space left over. Those are unused, so we can use it. A programmer, a user can use it. See SFR registers and their addresses. We'll see first. Here, what is the address of A? It is E0. E0H. This is the address of A. Okay. So see here, first we will see the second line. What we are trying to do is, I am trying to load this 55H value into A. Why is this value? Because there is a pound symbol in front of that. Okay. So now I am trying to move this 55H value into A. So after execution of this second line, my A will be equal to 55H. So C, which means load 55H into A. A is equal to 55H. So now let's see this first one now. This is move E0EH comma 55H. So even this is same as this. If I write this line or this line, both are same. Both will do the same operation. So in the end, for first line or second line, in the end the result will be A is equal to 55H. Is that fine? But here you see, as I said, the address for A is E0H, but here you see he has written 0E0H. So he just mentioned one more 0 front of this E. Why did he mention one more 0 front of E is, in 8051, whenever you are trying to write some address, okay, so you'll whenever you take in hexa, you have 0 to F, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then A, B, C, D, E, F, right? So up to 9 you can directly write 90, 80, in that way you can write, because that is a number. But coming A to F, you have alphabets. Okay, so from this A to F, this 8051, in this 8051 you directly can't write a alphabet. So always it should start with some number. Okay, so else this 8051 can't take that as some address. So what we do is, we'll always write the address whatever is starting with alphabet, and we'll just mention a 0, so that it will start with some number. Putting 0 front of this is it is of no use, because 0 E0 is also is nothing but E0 itself. But what I am trying to do is, I am trying to show this is some address. I need to write a number front of that. I can't write an alphabet. Okay, we need to remember this while doing a program, while writing a program. Practically when you implement it, you will get error if you write only E0H, because alphabets can't be taken directly. So front of alphabet we should always place some 0. Okay, we should place a number. So it should always start with a number. That is the reason he has kept here 0E 0H. So E0 is nothing but it is A. Okay, the name of that location is A and address of this name is E0H. Is that fine? Both are none other than same. So these two lines we can use anywhere. Now in the same manner we will see for B. For B the address is F0H. So I can access using its address or its name. Name is B and address is F0. So here also he mentioned 0 because there is alphabet in the starting. So starting shouldn't the starting should not be any alphabet. There should be only a number. So we have written 0 front of F. So we are trying to move this 25 value, okay, into F0, nothing but we are trying to move into B. So see, load 25 into B register. Okay, now next, yeah, see here from R2 he is trying to move into A. Here he has directly moved some immediate data. Now here he is trying to move from register R2 to E0, I mean A. So you can write in this way or in this way. Here also is trying to move from register. Okay, so if you see this line, this can be register addressing mode. If you see this line, you can say direct addressing mode because you have some direct E0 address here. Okay. So same way this and this I am trying to move copy the values of R2 into A, and here also I am trying to copy the value value present in R0 into A, content present in R0 into B here. Okay, now next example we will see. Now we are trying to move into port. See here, move P1 comma A. So P1 is of 8-bit port and A is of 8-bit. So even size is matching. So now I am trying to move from A to P1. So I already said you P0 is at 80H location, P1 is at 90H location, P2 is at A0H location, P3 is at B0H location. Is that fine? So now this is P1. So instead of P1 I can use 90H, this. So when I use whatever is there in that A register will copy into port 1. Okay. So we have almost we have seen all the transfer instructions only, the movement instructions only. Copy from one register to other register, load a content into some register. We have seen these examples almost. So you can easily identify what is immediate addressing mode, what is register addressing mode, and what is direct addressing mode. So three important points you need to remember is in immediate you will have a pound symbol which is termed to be as a constant value that need to be loaded into some memory. Okay, let it be register or whatever it is, register or direct address, whatever it is. Coming to register, in register always the movement is done between two registers. Okay, like this. Is that fine? Into two registers. Next, direct addressing mode. In direct addressing mode always you will have some direct address like this. See here you have direct address, this 90H is some direct address. This you can move from register into that, or else you can move directly the constant value into direct address. Okay, so these are the main differences of this three, and we will see few more. See, this we have just seen here. Accumulator, okay, address of accumulator is E0H, I have just said you. Then for B the address is B register F0H, PSW D0, stack pointer 81, DPTR generally you have 8-bit and 8-bit, low byte and high byte. So 82 is low, 83 is high byte. Next P0 80, 90, A0, B0, P0, P1, P2, P3. Next IP, that is interrupt priority, B8, IE is A8. Okay, interrupt enable is A8, interrupt priority is B8. Okay, and you see one more thing, you have stars here for few registers. You have stars for accumulator, B register, PSW, and look, you don't have for stack pointer, DPTR, and you have it for all the ports and IP and IE. Okay, see those stars, you don't have only for stack pointer and DPTR. I'll tell you why. Next, see TMOD address is 89H. Next TCON you have star again. Okay, 88H. Next T2 con you don't use here. Next T, see this will see. You have this both. Nothing but your timers. Okay, so these are lower bit. Timer 0 higher bit and lower bit. Next timer 1 higher bit and lower bit. Here also you don't have stars. You have only for TCON in this. You don't even have a star for TMOD. Next you have see SCON, SBUF, PCON. In that you have only for SCON a star. You don't have for SBUF and PCON. So, and see, look at its addresses. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, see here he mentioned, if you have star it is bit addressable. Okay. That means which registers are bit addressable. See, SCON is bit addressable. That means you can individually manipulate the each bit in SCON. If this is your SCON register, if these are your 8 bits, so this will be SCON 0.0, okay, D0 bit, and this will be D1, D2, D3 in this way. So you by set B and clear. Okay, by using set B means you can make it as high, clear means you can make it as low. By using these two instructions you can access each bit individually. Okay, so that is nothing but your bit addressable. And whereas you don't have star for SBUF and PCON, that means they are not bit addressable. We can't individually manipulate the each bit inside those registers. If you want to manipulate that register, you want to change that register with some other value, by just using one value you can't do anything. You should load the complete value again, load the complete 8 bits of register again. Okay, so you need to remember this, which are bit addressable. Time of writing the programs, it will be very easy for you if you remember this. So TMOD is not bit addressable, SBUF is not bit addressable, PCON is not bit addressable, timers, two timers you have 16-bit timers, both are not bit addressable, stack pointer is not bit addressable, DPTR is not bit addressable, and rest remaining all are bit addressable. So instead of remembering which are bit addressable, remember which are not bit addressable, because there are only few registers, that is stack pointer, DPTR, TMOD, timers, SBUF and PCON. Okay, there are these 7 registers in your 8051. What you use are not bit addressable, remaining all are bit addressable. Okay, TCON is bit addressable, SCON is bit addressable, but PCON is not bit addressable. Here your accumulator, B register, PSW, ports, interrupts, priority and enable are bit addressable. Each bit can be altered individually. See, using this as SFRs only, there is a small example program. We will check with this program. See, in this 8051, the important thing is you need to understand what is the question first. If you understand what is the question, and if you are thorough with the instruction set of 8051, then you can easily write the programs. Okay, so we'll read the question. If you can't understand, you read it twice and thrice. You should understand the question first. What are they asking us? Yeah, so write a code to send 55H to port 1 and port 2 using their names and addresses. So he has given one program. This is the program, this is the question. He is asking us to write in two ways. One is to access by its names and one is to access by its address. Okay, so listen, but what is the question first? I need to load this 55H into port 1 and port 2. This should be loaded into port 1 and port 2. Okay, so that means what should I write first? I can directly I can directly load, instead of loading into A, I can directly load 55 into port 1 and 55 into port 2. I can do that. Okay, here instead of doing that, what I can write in that way also. So in many different ways you can write a program if you know all the addressing modes correctly. Okay, so here what he has taken is, first he had loaded that 55 into A. So this 55H will be loaded into A. Okay, the immediate value, the constant value 55H is loaded into A. That is a comment here for the first instruction. Next, your second one, what you are doing, you are moving that A into P1, into port 1. So inside a what it is there, you have 55H value. So that 55H value you are trying to move into P1 indirectly using A register. Okay, now next, same A will be moved into P2. That means you are copying the value which is there in A to port 1. Next line, you are copying the value which is there in A into port 2. So this is by addressing its names, because P1 is the name of the port, P2 is name of the port. But if you want to address it by its address, then P1, the location of P1 is 90H, whereas P2 is A0H. Okay, so even remembering the addresses of these different registers are important. If they ask you such questions, then you need to know the addresses. Okay, how to access them using addresses. So now your B bit program is move 55 into A. Now I'll move this A into 90H. Then I'll move A into 0A0H. See here the same point again. 909 is a number, so he didn't mention 0 in front. And here A is a alphabet, so we need to mention 0 print of the alphabet, then only it will take. So now I am moving 55 into P location, then the content of A into, I am copying the content of A into A0 location. So 90 means it will move into P1 port 1, A0 means it will move into port 2. Okay, so is that fine? So first you need to read the question properly, then you need to understand it and write it. So stack and direct addressing mode. So how we use this? See, only direct addressing mode is allowed for pushing or popping the stack. So stack pointer, we have seen what is stack, right? It is 8-bit register. Then here you have generally this direct addressing mode is used, it is only used for this pushing and pop. For stack we always use direct addressing mode only. Okay, so when you see the example you will get to know what it is actually. See here, if I name it, that will become the name of some register, right? So I can't take that in this stack. Okay, I should always take a direct address. I should always take a direct address in stack. So stack pointer means, I already said you in the previous videos, these are the two important instructions, push and pop. Push is to store the value, but before storing the value it will increment by 1 and then store the value. Pop means it will first retrieve the value, then decrement by 1. Okay, these are the operations. What is the operation of push instruction? Will increment the, increment means it will increment the address, okay, where it is pointing initially. That address will be incremented, and when the address is incremented it will move on to the next address. In that address the value will be stored. Okay, so you are storing the value in that. Now pop, the operation of pop is nothing but here first, in so wherever that address it is pointing, from that address, from that location you will try to retrieve the value first. After retrieving, then that address is decremented by 1. Okay, so whenever I talk about increment and decrement, here the address will be incremented and decremented, not the value inside that address. Is that fine? Yeah. So see here he has written push A, PUSH is instruction push, and A is a 8-bit register, and he said this is invalid. Why is this invalid? I just mentioned you that in the stack pointer, in the stack pointer register, we always use direct addressing mode only. So what is direct addressing mode? You can't use the register. Direct addressing mode means you should use its address. You should access it by its address, not register. If you use the register, that will become register addressing mode. But he has clearly mentioned here only direct addressing mode can be used in this stack operation. So instead of writing A, I can write 0E0H. So this is direct address. Okay. So now if I write push and direct address, then this will be correct. This will be valid instruction. So pushing the accumulator onto the stack must be coded as see this E0 0E0H. I can't write A. If I want to push some other value, for example B, if I want to push B onto stack pointer, okay, so what should I use? I can't use push B, that will be invalid. Instead I can use 0F0H, push 0F0H, then this is valid. So whatever I am taking, I should always take some address, some direct address. Is that fine? So see here he has given some examples. We will see. And first of all, stack, I said what is stack pointer? It is nothing but, first of all, stack pointer register is you have some internal RAM. In internal RAM you have some memory locations in a stack where you will try to store the values into it. Okay, you will store in this first, then in this. If you keep on pushing the values, first it will store here, then it will increment by 1 and store here, increment by 1 and store here, increment by 1. Increment by 1 means address is being incremented and the value is stored in this way, in each thing. And while retrieving, the last what you stored, that will be retrieved first. Okay, is that fine? So the last thing, see, first you have stored this, next your pointer is now locating towards here, next your pointer is locating here, next we'll take some numbers and I'll let you know first the operation. See, if this is the stack, I already told you the initial position where the stack is pointing is towards 07H location. Okay, so here it will point, the initial stack pointer where it points is 07H. Now if you write push 02H, okay, if you write that 02H, then what happens is whatever is there in that 02H, okay, in this 02H, that means consider 02H means bank 0 is default, by default we will take bank 0. So 02 means you have R2 register. So what is present inside R2 register? Consider in R2 you have 88H, you have this. So now when I write push 02H, what is the actual operation is going to happen is, push means what? First it will increment, the address will be increment by 1. So it was pointing towards 07. Okay, by default its initialization, it will be initialized at 07 itself. So now when it increments by 1, it will move to 08 location. Okay, and at 08 location what should be stored? What is there inside this 02? So what is there inside this 02? 88H. 02 or R2 is nothing but same. Okay, this I am accessing by address, this by register name. But in this stack pointer operations I can't use the name of a register, so I am using 02H. Okay, so now this 88H should be moved into here, this 88H. Okay, this is done. Now next, if after this push, if I write another instruction, push 03H, that means what is present in R3. Consider R3 is having 99H. Okay, so now whenever it sees this instruction, first it will increment the address. So now 08 is incremented by 1, that means it will become 09, that means this place. So here 99 will be stored. Okay, because in 03 I have 99, I am writing push 03. So whatever is inside this 03, I am trying to push it onto this stack. So this, after this two push instructions, in case if I write pop, okay, pop, I should always write the 03H itself, because whenever I write not 03, I can write 0, I can store that value anywhere, right? So pop, I can write, will take some other register 606. See, now I am writing pop 0. After writing, see, first instruction is this, next this, after that this is the third instruction. When I write this pop 06H, so whenever it sees pop, what it will do? First it will retrieve. So from where it will retrieve? The pointer, first it was here, next it was here, after this instruction is been executed, it was here. Now presently my pointer is locating at 09 location. Okay, this is 09 location. So whatever is there inside this will be popped on to 06 location. That means after this line is being executed, R6 will be equal to 99H. Okay, it is retrieving the value to 06. After retrieving, what is the next step this instruction should do? It should decrement by 1. So now pointer will not point here. Okay, so the pointer will point to 08 location. So what is this operation? First, wherever the pointer was pointing presently, from there it retrieved the value. After that it decremented by 1. The address is being decremented by 1, and now it is pointing towards 08. Now again, if I write a pop instruction with some address, this value will be retrieved. That means 88 will be retrieved, and then this will be decremented by 1 to 07 location. Okay, so did you understand what is actually pop and push instruction do? Always remember, push means the address is incremented by 1, then the value is stored onto the stack. Okay, if you write a pop instruction, first wherever that present pointer is pointing, from there the value is retrieved, then that address is decremented by 1. These are the operations. So now we'll see the program, small example program. Here, show the code to push R5 and A onto the stack. So first it's asking us to push R5 and A onto the stack. Then pop them back to R2 and B. Is that fine? Where B is equal to A and R2 is equal to 5. So first listen. He is asking us to push. See, this line is important. The code to push R5 and A onto stack. That means I should push this R5 and A onto stack pointer. That means what is address of R505H? I need to use this. What is address of A? This. I should use this both for pushing. Okay, these both addresses for pushing onto stack. Now what is next? After that, then pop them back into R2 and B. Okay, then pop them back into, so whatever was present in 5 and 0E 0H, R5 and A, I'll first store it at this place. Okay, let me explain this clearly. See, after R5 and A, that means R5 means I'll use 05 location and 0E 0H location to push. Next I should pop them to R2 and B. R2 means I'll write R2 means 02H. I should store into this, retrieve into this, because he is asking us to then pop them back into R2 and B. B means I'll write 0F0H. Is that fine? So here I'll explain this. What is this question first? See, there is a stack pointer here. Okay, there is a stack pointer. What I need to do is, first this 05, consider this is at 07 location. So first it will push means it will increment by 1. that means address will be incremented by 1, and 08 location. Okay, if here you have a 07, this is 08. So 05, inside the 05 whatever it was there in R5, that will move on to 8. Okay, next this inside A whatever it was there, it will move on to 09 location. And now whatever is there in this 08, we are trying to move on to 02, and whatever is there on 09, we are trying to store in B. So instead of sending from 05 to 02, I am first storing the value at 05 onto stack. Then at A, whatever the value is there in A, I am storing it on stack. I am storing it on stack, these two things. After storing from the stack, I am trying to move into these two addresses or registers, R2 and B. Is that fine? So indirectly, if I write in the form of names, there is R5 and A. Okay, there is a stack, and R5 value I am trying to move into R2 and A value into B. See, this is what is happening. First R5 I will store on the stack, then A I will store on the stack, then from here I will try to retrieve. So first when I am storing R5 and then A, then again popping them to R2 means A will be moved to R2 first, because in the last pointer is pointing towards A. So this A will move to R2, then if I write R2, then it will move to R2. If I write B first, then it will move to B. Okay, then R5 will move into the other register. So now we will see this example. See, push 05, that means push R5 onto stack. At 08 location, R5 is whatever the value was there in R5, that is been here. If you take 88H in R5, then 88 will be in here. I am assuming these values. Okay, next push E0H. So now after 08, now it will increment by 1, then at 08 I will have 99, because in this was in R5 and in A I have 99. So these are the values. So I am assuming these values. So push 05 means before my stack pointer was initial pointing towards 07 location. So now I am not bothered about this location, because when I write push 05, it will this pointer where it is pointing towards the address, that address will be incremented by 1 and now point towards 08. And at 08, whatever value was there at 05, inside 05, that means inside R5, 88 will be moved to, stored on this 08 location. Next push A, that means E0 means A, right? So in A we have 99 here. So before storing, it will increment by 1. So it will point towards 09, and that is stored on this stack 99. Okay. Now after that I am writing pop F0. See, this you need to remember. Pop F0 means I am trying to retrieve the value. So whenever I try to retrieve the value, first wherever it is pointing at the last, see presently it is pointing at 09. So first this value will be retrieved. So listen, and if I write here instead of F0, if I write 2, then this value, okay, this A value will be moved into R2, because this 99 was there in A. So now if I write, instead of writing this, if I write 02, this A will be moved to R2. But in question he has mentioned that, see, whereas A should be moved to B, because A should be equal to B. After execution of this program, A should be equal to B. That means when A you moved on to stack, that is 99, that should be equal to B. So you should write the B address first, because R2 should be equal to R5. This is R2 value. So that need to be moved to R5, 02 location. 05 should be moved to 02 location. So here I am trying to write F0 first, not 02. Okay. So pop F0 means, pop means first whatever the value is there here will move into F0 B. Okay. After moving into B, this pointer wherever it is pointing, that address value will be decremented by 1. So when 9 is decremented by 1, now it will point towards 08. Now this is not pointing towards 9, it's pointing towards 08. Now this 88 should be moved. Where was 88 in R5? That R5 should be equal to R2, right? So this 88 should be moved to 02. R2 means 02 is the address of that. So now pop 02. So when you write this pop 02, what is going to happen is this 88 will be retrieved to R2. See, this will retrieved to R2. Okay, when this retrieves to R2, then again the address will decrement by 1. For each pop instruction, it will retrieve and decrement the address, retrieve and decrement the address. Okay, so after retrieving, it will decrement. Now it will point towards 07, its first position. So that is what this program is all about. See, push R5 onto stack, then push register A onto stack. This both are pushed onto stack. Then pop top of stack into B. Okay, then now register B is equal to register A, because if we take B, then A, we are trying to retrieve value of A into B. So A is equal to B. Now pop top of the stack into R2. When you pop that, you will retrieve the value of R5 into R2. So R2 will be equal to R5. This is not R6, this is R5. Okay. So next we have register indirect addressing mode. So this indirect, here indirect means always remember you will have this symbol, @ symbol. Okay. This symbol. Now in this register indirect addressing mode. In direct addressing mode, we would write a direct address. In immediate addressing mode, we would have an immediate value itself. Okay, and in direct, you would write some address. But in this indirect address, register indirect, see here he mentioned is register indirect addressing mode. So indirectly we should move the value. How we need to do, we will see that a register is used as a pointer to the data, same like in your C language. It is like that. So here a register is used as a pointer, so it will point towards the register, and what is inside the register, that will be, it will take as some address location, and that will be moved. See, only registers R0 and R1 are used for this purpose. Okay, R2 to R7 cannot be used to hold the address of an operand located in RAM. When R0 and R1 hold the address of RAM location, they must be preceded by @ sign. So what all he mentioned in this thing is, you can use only R0 and R1 for this register indirect addressing mode. You can't use R2 to R7. Okay, this can't be used for register indirect addressing mode. You can only use R0 and R1. Okay, and always this address should be front of that whenever you use this register indirect addressing mode. So here he has given few examples. See, move A comma @R0 means, see what it is happening is, move contents of RAM location whose address is held by R0 into A. So now consider, if you have R0, inside R0 you have some 2. Okay, so after execution of this line, if you don't mention @ in this instruction, for example, if you write move A comma R0, if you don't mention @ here, what is going to happen after execution of that line? A will be equal to 02H. Is that fine? Okay, because what is there inside the address, the content of that address will move into A. But see, here he is mentioning that move contents of RAM location whose address is held by R0. That means here see here, now this R0, here he mentioned @ front of this R0. That means R0 you have 02, and what is present inside 02? 02 it will consider as some address, not the value. So in 02, if you have 88H, okay, the value. So after execution of this line, A will be equal to 88H. if you don't mention at the rate, A will be equal to 02H. But in this register indirect addressing mode, what he is trying to say is, whatever the register you write in this destination site, let it be whatever memory, always remember you have this register. Inside this register you will have some address. Okay, inside this register you have some address, and inside that address you will have the value. This value will be moved to this location. Okay, so whatever the content is present inside that address is assumed to be a address. Okay, you are understanding my point. First, whatever the content which is present inside R0 is assumed to be an address, and so when it is assumed to be an address, for example 02 is assumed to be an address, so this is the 02 location, and in this 02 location there will be the actual content what to be moved on to this destination A. Okay, are you getting? So here indirectly, I am directly not moving the content of R0 to A, I am indirectly moving this 02 address location, whatever is present in that, I am indirectly moving into A register. Okay, so this is the actual operation what we are doing. So move contents of RAM location whose address is held by R0 into A. Now in this case what is going to happen? Same way you consider R1. Inside R1 you have 03. Okay, and inside B you have 99H. Okay, so now see this instruction, move at the rate R1. This at the rate R1 is at destination side and B is at source side. Before, at the rate R0 was in source and A was at destination. Okay, but now this has changed. At the rate R1 is at B, is at destination. So in B, the content of B will be moved on to the address which is present in R1. Okay, the address which is held by R1. Is that fine? So that means it will not directly move into R1. It will move into the address which it is held in. So now what we'll do is, yeah. So after execution of this, B is having 99H, right? That will move into 03H location. So into 03, 99 will be moved, because at the rate R1 means R1 is holding 03H address. We'll always represent it as like a address, not like a content in register indirect addressing mode. So this is having some address. So this into this address the value should be moved, that is this 99 is moved into this 03H location. So that is what he has written here. Move contents of B into RAM location whose address is held by R1. Is that fine? So this is all about your register indirect addressing mode. Okay. So you have some programs which you have written in three different ways. Write a program to copy the value 55H into RAM location 40H to 45H. Okay, that means he is asking us to copy the value of 55, the content, the value is 55. So you should use immediate addressing mode for that, to first store that value into some register. After that you should move that value into total 40H location, 41H location, 42H, 43H and 44H. Okay. Location 40H to 45. We also mentioned 45. We should also move to 45. Okay, using three things. One is direct addressing mode. Direct addressing mode means you should take direct address in that operation. Register indirect addressing mode without a loop and with a loop. See, indirect means at the rate R1 or R0 should be taken for sure. So whenever you take a loop, generally first we initialize a counter in that. Okay, we will not go to tcon and tmod. Using normal registers itself we can write a counter. So we'll see that how. Next, without a loop means we'll always repeat each line. Okay, so the memory content, whatever the memory size will be large without loop. With loop, the memory will decrease. Okay, so we'll see how to do them. So first is direct addressing mode. So in this direct addressing mode, see, first 55, the value is moved into A. So load A with the value 55. This is done. After that, this 40 to 45 he mentioned. So we should always move that 55 into 40, right? Instead of writing here 55 55 all the time, what I am doing is I am just moving the 55 into A, then I'll try to move this A into 40, then a content of A into copy the content of A into 41, copy A to RAM location 42, copy A to RAM location 43, then 44 and 45. Okay, is that fine? So generally he has taken here only to 44. This you can do whenever in the question if he mentions write a program to copy the value 55 into 5 RAM locations, any 5 RAM locations starting from 40H. If they mention that, then this program will be correct, because these are the he is asking us to start from 40H and it should be some 5 RAM locations from 40H, that is 40, 41, 42, 43, 44 are 5 RAM locations. But in this question he clearly mentioned that he didn't mention 5 locations anywhere. He just mentioned into RAM memory locations 40H to 45H. So you should also write 45H here. He didn't write that. That means you should write this instruction also after this. Move 45H comma A. Okay, then this is the correct program for this. Is that fine? So total 6 locations you are getting: 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45H. This many locations you need to move this 55H using A register. So this is using direct addressing mode. So next, indirect addressing mode. Can you people try, just try doing this indirect addressing mode, okay, without loop. Indirect means you should take R0 or R1, any one register, take that register and store the content into that. Okay, see, in this way you should try to move that A into that R0 by just incrementing R0. So first R0 should be taken as some pointer. We always I already said in register indirect addressing mode that we'll take R0 as a pointer. It will point towards some location, because inside R0 you'll have a address, so it will point towards that address, and once you should store into that address, next increment that pointer by 1, then store into that address, then again increment by 1, store into that address. So that is what he has done. So next is with loop. So you try to analyze this by your own and try to do it. Then we'll discuss this again in the next video. So thank you.